I don't feel like fooling with the microphones, but maybe I could wear the earphones? My life is a mess. This we know. But yesterday I gave away a family heirloom that was a big silver punch bowl and the ladle and the tray that goes with it, and a painting from here, which is one of the ones I liked. So that felt good. I need to let go of my things in order to move to the next phase of my life. And as you can tell by my spinning around in circles, it's hard. I mean, I've got stuff everywhere. I'm the guy who holds on to things that other people throw away for numerous reasons. I hold on to things for sentimental reasons and also, well, this is sentiment too. I'm sentimental about the earth and not wasting resources, and so every single thing that comes into my possession, I think I can't throw this away. I have to, if it has any use in it whatsoever, any usefulness, I have to do my best to get this to the next person who can get use out of it. And at least in my experience, that doesn't map with paying money or making money. I've tried, but because we live in oligarchy, just individual capitalism is just exhausting. I mean, signing up for something like the most recent thing I tried was Poshmark, and the people who run Poshmark don't view it as a marketplace of goods. They view it as a social media platform where, you should be spending all your time. So, anyway, this is a long way of saying that I have a lot of stuff. I think, in principle, I believe that stuff shouldn't go to waste and it should go to the people who will get use out of it if it has usefulness in it. That's just my values. And that makes things difficult. And you would think that capitalism would take care of that, but capitalism's broken. I'm looking for lip balm. I guess the next time I go to Walmart, I need to buy some. I mean, I can live without it, but I sure do like having it. Okay, one of the things I've been looking for is a Spanish dictionary. You would think I have one. I have everything else, but I mean, the problem in living like this is having things and not being able to access it. Just like I have, one of the reasons I'm doing this is that I'm providing, I am providing the information about what's in my house. Now, it's not in a format that's accessible to my family. I mean, it is if they chose to. Okay, I found an empty lip balm, mostly empty, but I'm trying not to be mad about everything. I just want to be matter of fact. So, like, if if a relative of mine cared about, or friends or whatever cared about getting my stuff, um, it's there. It's online. It's in this stream. Um, oh, I want to see. Okay, so like, okay, here's a book. I guess was a gift, or I don't know if I bought it, but it's never been opened. It's a beautiful, thick book on Barcelona with tons of photos. Barcelona is my favorite city in the whole world, and I mean, I'm not keeping. It's shockingly heavy for such a small thing. I'm not keeping that. I just don't see how I could. But I figured, like, okay, I'm moving to Mexico. This is a little pamphlet on uh, the shrine. This was, I guess, my mom's. I went there with my mom on a trip, which is when I fell in love with Mexico. So I'll probably keep this little pamphlet. And then I thought, well, I could keep. Now, why would I? I could keep a map of the Iberian Peninsula. I don't know why I keep anything paper. There's something funny over here. That's a triple A guide to Mexico, and they don't put years in it. Oddly, it just says sixth edition somewhere, and nowhere that I can find is there an admission of what year this was. But I mean, I'm wondering if. Oh well, then I found a note in it of Christmas gifts, and I couldn't figure out if it was my mom or her friend Mildred's handwriting. I kind of think it might be Mildred. So, whatever year we all got sweaters, and my sister and her family got deer, whatever that means, is the year that this came out. And weirdly, I'm thinking of keeping it. I don't know. In the age of the internet, it's really silly, but this is what people used to use when traveling, and it includes points of interest and places to stay and eat in all the major destinations. In this case, in Mexico, we would have one for every state that we traveled to when I was a kid. This is sort of my keeping pile, and there's stuff in there that I'm keeping, and I'm gonna see if I want to keep this. This is a book of questions to start conversations, and I've had different variations on this type of thing, and some of them I like, and some of them I do not like. So I'll sit down and see. Now, is this a good use of my limited time? No, but that's always a given with me. I need to open some things. I need to always, there's always a lot to do. I've got my something terrible happened. Terrible. I have to get my glasses. Excellent, 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 excellent. Sometimes things go right. I'm importing CDs, and I've thought, it'd be nice to give away all my CDs to the library, because lately I've been checking out CDs from the library, but I bet they won't want them. I just think they won't want them because they're not in their cases. So they would, but maybe they'll, I don't know. I don't have friends anywhere. I don't have contacts anywhere. I'm not a part of a community anywhere. And is it arrogant that I think like, oh, I could become part of community in Mexico? This I don't need to copy. It's already in my library. I don't remember which ones I've copied and which ones I haven't. So when I first started doing these streams, I remember saying, like, okay, I'm supposed to like Coldplay because everyone likes Coldplay, but I've never really liked Coldplay. It doesn't take up much space. I'll load it. This is a band, like, I was really into Franz Ferdinand, and wow, that is such an accurate copy that the system recognizes it for what it is. It doesn't happen very often. Because most of my blank CDs are mixes. Like, I was into Franz Ferdinand, and I was into and Jim and some other bands. And then I really lost interest in them. In my categorization, like for me, I pop to me is the music that doesn't stay with me. That's, I like while it's popular, and then other art, other music becomes lifelong. Okay, I'm going to read some of these conversation starter questions to decide if I like this book. What special feature that doesn't yet exist would you like to see added to automobiles? To me, that's a stupid question. Coffee and donuts, ham and cheese, a couple of classic combinations. What food and or beverage combination is your personal favorite? Okay, TV viewers, what's your all-time favorite commercial jingle? What is an item that you own that has a minimal monetary value but has such sentimental value but that... Okay, so I find this to be garbage. Oh, that's bright. Let's move along. Books I don't want. Starting with the top shelf. There's a bunch of books in another room. If you think the bedroom I sleep in is messy, wait till you see this one. This one is 100% just a storage unit. And last night, while looking for something else, I found a bunch of books. Oh, here's like a sexy DVD on Brazilians. All right, I have kind of a DVD box in the other room. These are picture frames. Maybe I want picture frames. Ooh, that one's broken. No, I don't know what's going on there. This intrigues me. This is the only book I ever remember my uncle referencing. And this is a super old paperback, so it could very well be his. Maybe someday I'd read it. So I'll carry... Oh, and then this is a souvenir of a special trip in my life. And then these are the maps that go in my car. And I was like, oh, would I ever have to reload them? But I mean, I guess I could just put I think there's an area in the car where they could be stored, but I mean, it's really, they're DVDs of maps that are old, that are no longer accurate because you're supposed to keep buying them and they charge some ridiculous amount. Oh, this is a chafing dish. That's kind of cool. I weirdly have thought about keeping this camel. But this is where I thought I might find a Spanish dictionary, and I might still be able to find a Spanish dictionary. And then these are old computers, every one of which has personal data, photos and important writings, but probably none of them, I don't know. Maybe they'd start up. Um, Maybe they would start up. I went through an Edward Albee. I've got this, and Edward Albee. Here's Franny and Zoe, which is Salinger, but Edward Albee was my Salinger. I've got this. Maybe just because what he writes is short. Oh yeah, The American Dream and The Zoo Story. And oh, I was wondering why I couldn't see. Because the last time I was in here, I was using the Giovanni's room. I was using the flashlight on my phone that I'm now using to record. Venice, Wodehouse, Paddington, Eats, Shoots, and Leaves, Tiny Alice, that's another Albee. I probably bought all these at the used bookstore because these are old. A Confederacy of Dunces, which I reread recently and did not enjoy as much as I did the first time. The Canterbury Tales. So all this is up for grabs, y'all. Monty Python scripts. Robert Louis Stevenson. Of Mice and Men. Huckleberry Finn. A comic primer. Might be worth looking at. The Bobbsey Twins and Sigmund Freud, The Interpretation of Dreams. Now what's behind this? Oh, that's a cummerbund set. And then it looks like yearbooks from my grade school days. So, oh, that yearbook would teach me who was the teacher who got me into painting. And then I could look up whether or not she's still alive, and then I'd find out she died last week. And does it matter? Boy, am I rude. Yep. Oh, here's something. So I tend to keep a lot of things that are just intriguing to me, like this really old iron, so heavy. There was a time when I used it as a doorstop, but I don't think I'll be carrying that on international flights. So there's a lot more I could be looking into while I'm in here, but someday during the daytime I'll come in. Maybe I'll bring you and put it on a tripod and use two hands. When I get around to moving out and get help from others, I want to be sure, well, no, wait, what am I saying? I want to that wasn't worthy of a fuck. I want to just remind myself. I mean, like, I've got a lot of porn, and I mean, I just want to be able to say, to whoever is helping me that, like, yeah, there's gonna be, like, pornographic gay shit. Like, no shame. I don't know. What did I accomplish just by bringing all this stuff into another room? Well, I've sort of given these pre-approval for keeping. Now that was worth a fuck. Dropping a piece of glass is worth screaming fuck. Screaming? Was that a scream? It was kind of a scream for the middle of the night. Well, this fits this photo, but not either of these frames, so don't know where this glass is from. I'm really thinking I could move out. I could Here's my thought. I pack up the stuff that I want as much as I can and move it elsewhere. And then I kind of feel like okay, so I was feeling sort of guilty, thinking that I'm going to leave and turn the place over to others to clean up after me. But really, I'm the one holding things back because I feel bad most of the time, and so everything has to go around my schedule, and I feel bad most of the time, and I don't want to see people or face people. So if I'm out of the equation and say, literally, I don't want anything that's there, do anything you want to with it, that's going to speed things up. So me leaving and not helping is probably the best that I can do to help. Oh, that feels good to say that. I think tomorrow I'll get a container or a suitcase. Oh, here's a suitcase right here. Like, that's empty, so I can start filling that. And I think there's another big suitcase in the hall. Now, it won't be, I'm not capable of packing smart, and it definitely will seem like I'm keeping some things that are really illogical, but life is super illogical, so there was something I found recently that I wanted to use for not every sentence is worth finishing. That I wanted to use for a gift that I'm giving. And of course I've misplaced it, so so yeah, I'm actually getting things done right now. I'm not telling you everything, but I just moved this beautiful jadeite box that I do think I will hold on to. I also brought this in with me, which I think is from Our Lady of Guadalupe, but I have other. I'm not a religious person, but for the sake of my heritage, I hang on to some of these things. But I think I have so many to choose from because of the way my family is. Oh, here's I guess Joseph and Jesus. And this one is actually, yeah, Joseph. This one's much cooler. It's got, so I think I'd be more likely to keep this one. But for the sake of his sorrowful passion, no. But for the sake of Mexico-ness, I could just get another one of the. Well, I don't want it. I don't know. I don't know if I want it. But I'll show you something I do plan to keep that's religious if I can find it. Oh, it's in the bedroom. I'll go get it. Oh, I kind of want to give that to my boyfriend. And then I found we've got this thing going on with bears. He gave me a bear, and I gave him a bear. But then I found another bear that's also really cool. And I feel like it would be fun if he had one and I had one. And I don't know. Yeah, we'll just have to decide. I mean, they don't match or anything, but he and I don't match. Oh, here's one of those. Here's something religious that is another interesting craft, probably from Italy. What does all that say? Well, it's written. Oh, Assisi, hand painted, Italy. So that's cool. Might keep that. I think I'm gonna. I just feel like I'll have a different relationship with my faith if I move to Mexico. I don't expect to believe in God, but I feel hostility here because it's white Christian Americans who are the greatest force for evil in the world, in my opinion. And I won't feel that way about the church in Mexico. Like I could easily see myself going and meditating in a beautiful church in Mexico, despite the fact that there are problems with the church everywhere. I guess this is a shot glass. But this is the other religious thing that I was thinking of. I like how small it is, and so I'm thinking of keeping that. Oh my God, I used to love this painting so much. This is good. This is productive. Believe it or not. Oh, I know. I know. Something else that I'm fond of that is similar to this. Oh, this tiny Buddha. So I plan to keep this. And I'm not a Buddhist either. So then that kind of, raises the question, well, what am I doing with religious decorations? And I guess my answer would be I'm just trying to process human existence, human cultures. Same thing I do in my paintings. This is like something fell apart, and it seems to be a very specialized part. So I put it in there so I wouldn't lose it. It's got a threaded end on this end. It screws into something. You know what? This is the kind of thing that may come to me. I have some ideas of what it might be. And then I've got, so many trinkets. Oh my God, this is part of something that my father gave me. And I was just thinking, because I haven't received very many things from my father in my life. And there's nothing that I've ever gotten from him that I want to keep. Is that true? And he gives me stuff thinking that I would really like it, and it's never anything that suits me. It all has a certain type of attitude about it, of like grandiosity. I don't feel like getting into it right now, but the only thing he ever gave me that I wish I still had was useful. It was you can find this on YouTube. It was an Audubon bird sounds. It was a guide to birds that included a device that you stuck the card in, and it would play the call of the birds. And I mean, obviously, you can do things like that now, online, digitally, apps, whatever. But it would just be an amazing thing to still have. One of the things I want to look through. A couple things I want to do. There's always a couple things I want to do. I think I'll kind of get in the habit of doing these on a regular basis where I'm actually just using it as work time and not worrying about audience. I mean, that would seem to be what I do all the time, but anyway. There's a pair of pants in here that I'm surprised they're in here, because things in here are stuff I don't want to keep. But let's see. Like, where can I put you? I was wearing a bathing suit, but I want to put on underwear to try on pants. Understand? That's broken. So many things are broken. Pants. Oh, right. Oh, I thought these were pants. I guess they're shorts. So they're probably just too tight. I think everything that's in here is too tight. Oh, this is fine. I'm here. Because otherwise, if they fit, I'd have them in regular rotation. I mean, they're... Maybe I don't like them because they're long. They go down below my knees. Or right at my knees. But supposedly I'm moving to a conservative country, conservative city. Maybe I won't feel comfortable in my short shorts. I'll throw these in the maybe pile. But I still want to know where the pants are. Pants are that are this color that I thought I owned. But how much do I want to know that? It's not in my top 10 list. I have a new never mind, I don't have to say everything. I wish I could find the thing that I want to wrap my friend's present in. I have no... usually I have a pretty good idea of where something is, and in this case, I don't. And what that probably means is that I found it somewhere and then set it aside some special place, and then that's why it's basically lost. Oh. Suede. Whoops. Okay, I found another Suede album. So evidently I haven't copied everything. 15711. Oh, something's messed up. Oh, I bet it comes down to the difference between suede and the London suede. Yep. Okay. So good for me for figuring that out. Okay, I do have that whole album. The band had to change their name because there was another band in the US or something with that name, but so it goes by one thing in the UK and one thing in the US, and it's not the first time that happened, but I think that's, y'all know how I feel about things like copyright, so I just want to call them what they want to be called. What's on my mind? Oh yeah, finding that thing. Here's another box that I want to go through, which is from storage. I mean, maybe I should wait and go through things when I have a place to put them. Another mini umbrella. I mean, that's a pretty good size, though. Small. That feels like a clock. I already have 2 clocks. Oh, that's a sieve. I love a sieve. I wonder if maybe I should just take this whole box to my boyfriend's house and say, if you want any of these, and then go through it there and move the ones that I want into a box for, I mean, I know that's like, but I want to see what this clock looks like. I will have an analog clock in my home forever. But which one will it be? Oh my god, this has a corroded battery in it. Everything that you have with batteries in it, never store with batteries in it. Whoop. This is also dumb for me to blow. I mean, like, as far as I know, it's toxic, so I don't want that getting in my open mouth. This one is not any. I mean, that one's better than this one, I think. This one this one from IKEA, I've had since the 90s. Oh, batteries. I don't have the energy to tell that story again, but maybe I do. We used to, one of the things I've liked about living here had to do with waste. The recycling, the paper, the ease of throwing trash away. And there used to be a special place to put batteries, and then I went to the office, and the lady was like smug and excited. We don't do that anymore. What do you think about that? I was like, well, it's bad for the environment. Which, I'd like to get better at my thinking on my feet. That is what I would want to say, but I would want to say it even more emphatically. Like, it leaches toxic chemicals into the water and that we eat in our fish, and it's not that difficult to dispose of it the right way. That's what I think. But since most people in this building voted for Trump, they're all in favor of destroying the planet. Would I have said all that? That's a bit much, right? What do I think of that idea? Going through it here or going through it somewhere else? I think it's usually a good idea to think things over. Well, coming up on an hour, I wonder if that's a good marker for the amount of time I can work. Was this work? For me, it was. There's some other things I want to do. I want to read this book in Spanish, Frederick. I want to maybe I put it in here? But I've already looked in here multiple times. So, I don't know about y'all, but when I'm looking for something, I often think about, I start having associations with it. So, what else was I looking at when I saw that thing? But like I said, I think I found it somewhere strange, and then I was like, haha, I'm going to set this aside. And that was the doom part. Because when I set something aside, there's no telling. Oh my God, so many matchbooks. Gail is 40. Okay, I thought of one of the special places I might hide something. And that would be... Oh, God. I really don't have room to move. And that would be, like, in here. Oh, I just found what might be a Spanish dictionary. It's not in here, but now I know what is in here. That's another way of looking at looking. So many, many, many times in my life I've looked frantically for stuff, and I've hopefully moved on away from that. And I look at looking from the point of view that it's not a question of not finding it, not finding it, not finding it, not finding it, finding it. It's a question of learning what's in this space, learning what's in this space, learning what's in this space. Get it? So I don't think these are full-on dictionaries. Let's see. We've got Spanish, dictionary phrase book, and then how to say gay things in 8 different languages, and then I don't know. They should be able to help at least. In an upcoming stream, I'm going to read a children's story in Spanish and see how I do with that. I painted yesterday on yesterday's stream, and I painted this, and then I tried to guesstimate centimeters, and I didn't do so great, but then again, I think I was within 10 on going to say both. I think I was 8 away on one dimension, but I might have been like 15 away on the other one. Not 100% sure. But anyway, it wasn't completely uninformed, so I'm learning. The other really good way to look for something is just to clean up your house, which in my case takes a long time because there's so much. Like I could plan a day to go to the library and do cassette to digital. That would be fun. That would be a fun day. Would it be the best use of my time? Who cares? And as I do stuff like this, I can chip away at all the stuff. Yeah, but I think I'm done for now. Believe it or not, I'm tired. No, I haven't found the thing I was looking for, but I'm not that stressed about it either. It doesn't even matter if I never find it. I feel like crying a lot. Or what I mean is a lot of times I feel like crying. It wouldn't be a lot of tears. So yeah, hopefully the next time you see me, I'll do something fun like read. And maybe I can space out fun things and so-called work things. It could easily be in here because this is stuff from the right era, I think. So stuff to look through. And I can do it on camera or not on camera. Yep. There's something in my head saying this is what I should have been doing all June, but well, it's still June, and I just made a commitment requiring me to be here through the 5th of July, and I haven't made my mind up beyond that. And I have stubbornly, I've been rationing my medications because I don't get prescribed enough to function. Which is one of the reasons I'm moving, because it's not a prescription in Mexico and it's much less expensive. So I'm basically, I don't know, I'm kind of using it twice as fast. I'm taking it as needed instead of taking it as prescribed. I've done some of my own research. I don't believe that I'm in any risk. I believe it's just some weird, I just believe that my doctors don't actually want me to feel good enough to function for some reason. Probably because they want to sell me something more expensive. That's how I feel about medicine in the US. And so I'm thinking, because moving is so important, I should stop my usual behavior of rationing and not taking enough and being in pain, and start taking it at the rate that I need it. And yes, that will mean I run out earlier, and at that point I should plan to either go to Mexico or tell my doctor, brother-in-law, who's a different kind of doctor, but just tell him this is what I'm doing. If you can You know, I either need to go to Mexico to get. Yeah, anyway. It's a funny thing to be talking about online, isn't it? Oopsies. These are just things I'm thinking about. I don't know what's actually going to happen, but I know that if I have a non-addictive drug that enables me to function, and I have this very important task at hand, I think I should do it. Anything with inches only, I'm like, nope, don't need that. That's more of a tool for drawing a straight line, which I guess I don't need either. I don't know. Could be useful for slicing. I'm sure I could find something else. What am I gonna do when I get off the phone? Well, I could read. I could do some more packing. I could make tea. I could clean up. I could rest. What's my feeling? I don't know. Maybe y'all can help me decide. Do I want this? When I found it in the storage unit, I pulled it out because I think it's so cool, shape and all, but it's not in great condition, and it's the type of thing that can't really get wet, and I just don't know. But I mean, look at it, it's gorgeous. I'll leave it in here and wash it with soap and water and feel how it feels to decide. I mean, like, is that something that you would put chips in, or is it something that would be better to put like dry things in, like keys, and but then the keys would like mash it. Besides, I have bowls like this and this crystal glass, cut glass one. Fortunately, I broke this, so that's the end of that. I keep coming back to here because this is where that thing should be that I'm looking for. So Every time I clear a container, I just immediately start filling it. Me and the newspaper. What a stud. Oh, another Spanish. Oh, this goes with a CD. Oh. Oh, something really cool about my stepmom. I'm glad I found that. I have a stepmom whom I like, but I never speak to. Just everything is awkward. Well, because she's not really like my stepmom. So there's definitely things in there to look at. Oh my gosh, it's kind of hard to believe how long this desk is. That this fit in without folding. The old days were fun, weren't they? Oh, another cassette. Another cassette. Cassette. It sure would be good if I had a container to put those things in. I did have a container recently. What is that? Oh, that's another weird religious thing. I think it's from Lourdes because I think it's got this strange construction. I think it's supposed to have water in it. Catholics are really weird. They believe in all sorts of superstitious things. And I'm probably going to have to, as I alluded to earlier, be more open-minded to stuff like that in Mexico. Well, I want to be more open-minded to different people's beliefs that don't hurt anyone. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah. I feel like I would have found the thing in here and then pulled it out somewhere and said, aha, I'm going to use this. And then now it's missing. Oh, is that a bunch of more cassettes? So a bunch of more cassettes. This is funny. Mary Excellence I mean, this must have been an award for something at school. Again, Catholics are really weird. Um, what time is it? 7 till 4 in the morning, ish. 6 till 4 in the morning. So I don't want to make big noise, but I want to slide a chair over there to put all the cassettes. Now this is not something pressing that I need to do right now, and yet it's also not difficult, so it seems like worth doing. This chair, even though it has felt on the bottom, will make those horrible noises on the floor if I slide it. So I'll try this one way over here with wheels. Even though there's a whole obstacle course to get there. I mean, I've showed you this before, but this is what doing anything in my life is like. And it's also one of the reasons that I can't ever get help or expect help, because it's like nobody else. I mean, people wouldn't. It's frustrating, is what I'm trying to say. Which is another reason why, like I said, if I leave, then people can do things carelessly in the way that I wouldn't approve of. If you know what I mean. I'm going to move really slowly because it'll make less noise that way. I wonder if this might be one of the places where I would have set something aside for special keeping, and then it got covered up with stuff. This has a place where it goes, but it's inaccessible. It's kind of the story of this house at the moment, so I spin around in circles. I can put this is what I'm saying, like, I can't imagine doing this with anyone because I just don't think, if it's not your house, you're not going to have the patience for any of this. What is that? Battlefield of the Mind. That's some... Oh, that's right. I found that in the... I removed that. Basically, it's trash. Put it inside that cereal box. Haha, very clever. There's a table where people put free reading material, and if I walk by and I see propaganda, I remove it. Yeah, I'm that kind of guy. Okay. Well, lucky for both of us that I just got the 10% warning on my phone, so this stream will soon come to an end. Well, I still haven't. Oh, found the thing. It's okay. There's a lot to do still. So maybe an hour and a half. It's a good length of time to work on stuff for me. Good night. Good night. Good night. I'm going to end with the briefest of meditations about death because I was exposed to a bunch of death news and mistreatment of humans news. And how do we let go of that, you know? I mean, I did paint yesterday, which releases some emotions, and I've done this stream, but with me not having a religious faith and not believing in karma or heaven and hell, you know, how do I handle evil murderers and sadistic cruelty? And still believe in humanity. And one of my meditations on death, or my attitudes towards death, which will sound like a religious attitude, is that none of us, we don't know when we're going to go. And it's very important to live our best life while we're alive. And by my judgment, cruel, sadistic murderers and bigots are not living a rewarding, good life. But I can't do anything about that. I understand the appeal of a belief in divine retribution, because then that sets things at ease. Even though you're still suffering in the now, you can believe that your, I was going to say enemies, but you know what I mean, that they will be punished. Whether I had faith or not, I don't know if that would be comforting to me. I have to find a way to live now with love, and with love for the oppressed, and to expose myself to news that's very upsetting, and not to become consumed with hate for the people doing it. So, do I have a that's about all I got. So, like, some people I know have died young from various causes, not murder. And I think what matters is the life that we live while we have it. And it is possible to die unfairly and be living a beautiful, wonderful life, or to be a beautiful person. But also, that's kind of like an excuse, because I think sometimes people don't even get that chance. And I think as a caring human, it's a weight to bear, to carry, to face, to accept. And I don't know where to put it or what to do with it. Okay. Okay. I have photos on the wall above my bed of 2 children who were shot by police. My awareness of unfair deaths forms a commitment in me to stand up for life, for the rights of all people. And I try to spread that. And I feel that that's the most I can do. And I have to find joy in it. So I can see beauty in people who died horribly. I can see the beauty that was their life, their intrinsic humanity. And that's what I choose to focus on, not the death and not the sadistic cruelty of murderers. I will stand up for life and the equality of all humans, no matter what. It is difficult, and I promise to work to make it less difficult, to make it joyful, to make my life to make the most of what the time I have, which is why I'm moving. All right, I can do it. I can do it. This was good. Today was good. I'm just going to take the amount of medication that I need to function, and we'll see what happens. Bye. Love you. Love to all. Please spread love. That's human is some. Human is some is love for all. I can explain it some other time. None of us have all the answers. Each of us have some. Human is some. We only ever have access to some knowledge, some answers, some understanding, and yet we have to make the leap to loving all, accepting ourselves, striving to do the best to love all, unconditionally. Love. Goodbye. Love. Love.